On the previous episode of Back to Basics.
They said I was mad. Well, I'll show them. You can never have too many boosters. Never!
Well, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but our pilot fell asleep behind the wheel, and we did manage to get ourselves a Minmus intercept of sorts. But we're rather inclined, and there is of course this issue now of really us, having half of the fuel that we came up with, trying to correct for. Fortunately, it was this nuclear engine that we had that helped. These guys are going to wait a day or so I think I'm going to pay attention to Ert and see what's going on there. ITS Able, incidentally, is also about to, well, it's another 4 days actually. But yeah, it's about to do its thing, it looks like. And of course the moon base as well is on its way. So plenty for us to do here. I think I'm going to focus on Ert real quick so that we can free up that slot. The funny thing, I say free up that slot, but we actually do not have to worry about slots at all. Well, I'm just gonna warp on in, get this guy taken care of. Maybe, at least. That would be kill warp that we had. Unfortunately, there's no way for us to go the other way. But we should be pretty close. Now, I have no idea how long this burn's supposed to be, so I'm going to burn about a minute in or so. 22 seconds looks like it'll do it. And that was about to be a disaster of some kind. Apoapsis needs to be 10,934. And we don't have mech jeb on this, unfortunately, so, I guess it's not really mech jeb that we have to worry about. It's our apoapsis like. Okay. We are a little bit off. Well, maybe not as much off as we might think. Oh, yeah. We got that because we were stable. Let's focus real quick on getting this guy up into orbit. I think that shouldn't be too hard for us to do. We of course have unlocked this this booster in question. Let's just see if we have anything like nothing real particularly good. Science data from around Kerbin, why not? That would be good for us, but yeah, let's just see if we can haul up this booster. Again, this will be complete overkill, I reckon. I'm gonna put the hex on there. Oh, this is what it wants us to do. Well, I think we can make that happen. Just let me design this real quick. Okay, we are back, and well, let me strut this up just a little bit. We just need a couple of struts, I reckon. But this should be more than sufficient for us. Once we get this guy strutted up. You can't really beat the cost at all. The cost, in fact, I would argue, is, considering this thing will be recovered, hopefully, we'll call this CCP 8 or CCP 7, I think. I think the last one we did was 6. Oh no, 6 is this one. I'll have to remember that. This cash influx would be, very nice. So I'm going to trim down the throttle just a little bit. We're going a little bit too fast. And we need to test this engine pretty soon. I think it's 86 is when we need to start. Probably good for us to start turning. Right about now or so. There we go. We have picked up a little bit of a rotation, it looks like. Okay, this is not good. We have no reaction control. Well, let's at least see if we can get this thing out of the atmosphere. Are we out of fuel? Well, this is not good. Uh... Yeah, maybe I better put a little bit more fuel on it and limit the thrust. And maybe Some form of reaction control would be good. I'll recover this thing and get back to you. Okay, we are back, and I've made a couple of changes. As you can see, I've added reaction wheels and a little bit more in the way of fuel. We were able to recover this at like some 30%, so not everything was lost. But, you know, we do want to avoid any issues otherwise. Just getting this guy up into the atmosphere could be somewhat of a challenge. But at least there's no speed limit. So yeah, let me just scroll down here. I'm going to begin doing my turn. We got a little bit of inclination here. And this probe has of course endured several Gs. I'm not sure how many, to be quite honest, but I think we should definitely be careful coming out of here. But yeah, if everything goes well, then this should be okay, and we can just come by and recover it later. That is, of course, assuming everything goes well. Now, given the speed at which we're coming in, I am just going to, I'm not even going to bother with the maneuver node. There's no point to it, really. We'll just run the test as soon as we are able. And that shouldn't take too long, I don't reckon. And another 200 meters or so of altitude will be good. I will come back down and recover this later. There we go. What else might we want to do while we're out here? Well, I suppose, I could show you that, this one guy can land. Let's just take a look at our contracts. I'm not gonna do seismic surveys just yet, or anything like that. I'm not going to test a solid fuel booster either, because there's really no point. Science data in space around Minmus. That will help us greatly. At least I suspect it will. But we do have at least one of these probes here that we can bring down, and I will go ahead and bring it down now. I won't make you sit through all the burn, but I will show it to you landing. So let's do the one for the lunar station. We'll bring down Bermuda. Maybe at some point where we get to pause. And we will see firsthand what Bermuda, you know, we'll get to see firsthand what this will end up being like. So I will see you on the other side of this burn. Okay, we're just now passing K2. Hopefully not landing in such aggressive terrain this time. If we can make it past K2, I think we'll be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and pop some chutes real quick. Except I think I may have set myself up for failure again. Well, I guess we will just have to see. This thing does land perfectly fine if you get it on the right terrain. Let's just see how sloped this is anyhow. Our slope is pretty high. It's 9 degrees. Now it's 13 degrees. Well, there's really not much that we can do about that. Except maybe hope that as soon as we land, and I think maybe that's going to be the issue here. Is that if I can Nope. Well, that's better than last time. Come on, let me recover this guy. Not quite sure what exploded, but it looks like we got the majority of it. It might have been a parachute or two. We will soon find out. You can see we got our funds back at least. And, That is not bad at all. So I think we should focus on Lunar Station. At least for now, I think Lunar Station is going to be the best deal here. And I'm going to do what I did last time. I have this fuel reservoir here, and I'm just going to pull in that fuel. Because this engine is much more efficient than the other one. So let's go ahead and get into orbit here. And we should be right on the money here. We'll just time warp forward just a little bit. Our inclination is... our inclination is moderately good. So I'm going to get this guy down just a little bit. Oh, maybe if we can get this. Really, it would be better, I think, if we were to burn towards the planet. Let's burn anti-radial. And see what happens, because I guess we want to burn radial in this case. Because I want to lower that apsis down. I'm thinking about 40k is good here. And while we're at it, let's just bring this guy down to the required orbit. "46 versus 48. Can we do any better than that? Well, let's see if we can. "46 versus 47. We can at least do that. And we'll need about 2 minutes of burn time on that. Still another 3 hours before we do our correction for Bermuda. So, yeah, We'll kill that warped periapsis. And I'm gonna burn straight at a minute or so. So that shouldn't take too long. We are now in a pretty good place. One which I think we can easily handle. And after all the pilot error, it's, you know, good that we do handle it. Now I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and maybe circularize our orbit farther. Although that's actually pretty circular. I think we would be good just to jettison here. Our inclination is about where we want it to be. And there's very little left in this stage anyhow, so, you know, there's that. All we really have to do now is make sure that we do not overshoot our burn. In fact, I am just going to point prograde here. And make some minor adjustments, although I guess it would be good at this point for us to, since periapsis wasn't quite where we wanted it to be. A very, very slightly lower periapsis. And this is definitely going to be circular by the end of it. Or rather, we want to lower apoapsis. If we lower periapsis anymore, that could be a bit of an issue. But given our orbital period, I think we're doing pretty well. There we go. Now before we do anything stupid, like stage, I'm going to transfer this back out. And then we shall jettison this guy. So we have the carbon system covered at least. And we almost have a full tank of fuel here. Let's go prograde. And maybe we should go retrograde again. As it appears that decoupling has very slightly knocked us off. So there we go. We'll put on the parking brakes so we don't accidentally do anything. And what I will do now is I will go through and maybe correct Bermuda. Although I guess we do maybe have to... Oh, there we go. We just have to maintain this for several seconds. Was that it here? Yeah, I mean, we're doing pretty good so far, actually. Bermuda has this correction to make, which shouldn't take us too long to do. And so we'll just switch over there. And definitely we will need to refuel. I think refueling is going to be a rather big deal here. And the best thing for us to do here maybe is to target a Minmus or focus on it. Ooh, this is kind of bad. This was not really the most optimal way of entering. I wonder if there's at least any way for us to do this. I'm gonna really start by killing any relative inclination which we may have. And I think maybe with this sort of deal here, we'll be ready for Bermuda to enter Minmus. That's in 7 days, of course. So, what about Able? Well, Able will be able to get in pretty easily, actually. Maybe I should check contracts real quick, just to make sure that, we do happen to have contracts available to us that maybe, might be interesting. That's not quite what I had in mind for contracts. Let's see if we got anything else. Well, that's perfect. We can in fact do that now. Because there was another thing I forgot to do. I forgot to change this guy's name and also change his type to station. So we can do that real quick. We'll send out the crew report and then we'll rename this to Lunar Station 1. Make it a space station. Let's see if there's anything else for us to do. I mean, I know that we can collect that carbon science. And you know, we might as well. Really, anything like that. Anytime I see science like that we can collect, I'm going to collect it. Test turbojet in flight over carbon. That could be doable, but we'll have to be careful with it. But you know, it is worth science, and we can unlock a 300 node with that. That's not going to be too hard for us to pull off, I don't think. That's something that we do need to unlock eventually. But for now, I am just going to grab one of these guys. I'm going to take out all of the oxidizer, because there's no point in having the oxidizer in it. And why don't we go to aerodynamics, add in a couple of these intakes, and see maybe if we can't make this happen. Let's just lock the suspension on each one of these. This seems to be a new bug to where you have to manually lock the suspension on each one of these guys. But I think we can do this. We'll call this CCP-7. And let me add some batteries to it while I'm at it. Batteries are not a bad thing for us to have, because you never really can tell what will go wrong here. I mean, I definitely think in terms of, like, our moon tank and everything. Our moon tank, I think, will probably be the last thing we do this episode. Okay, that was a staging error. Oops. Let's try that again. At least we didn't lose any money, so to speak. We probably lost like a fraction of a fund, and I don't know what if KSP rounds up or rounds down in order to do this. But yeah, we definitely do need this guy in a separate stage. Now let's give this another shot and see maybe if we can make this happen. So we have to be going quite fast. But I think that'll be okay, actually. Because our window is actually quite high. And let's just wait for this guy to come back down. Something like this really is worth it to my way of thinking, because the science is never an issue. Having science is always a good idea. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the chutes now. These craft are also very easy to recover, as it turns out, so it's just as good. And I hadn't decided yet, but maybe something like this is a good thing to have. Because, you know, we haven't really done anything with planes in a while. And I keep on thinking maybe I'd want to. Because planes are definitely much better on reusability. They're easier to land on target. Well, there we go. That is definitely taken care of. And you know, I think maybe alright, maybe one more of these. That's skipper test. I'd rather not. It's very. We don't want to position any more satellites. And I don't want to build another solar orbit. I get this one every now and then, and it, you know, we could very easily have a space station in solar orbit, though. That's the thing. Because technically, all I would have to do is make it on just outside of Kerbin's sphere of influence. So you know what, I'll take that. Because why not? Maybe we can send somebody to it. Or something like that. Even though there really wouldn't be much of a point to it. But you know, we could have somebody visit it maybe. And the window would not be too difficult. Well, let's return to Abel here. Because, well, I think if we took all of the fuel... In fact, you know what? Abel can wait, because I'm much more interested in performing this crew change that we will definitely want to do. Because I don't... Well, let's see who's where, first of all. It's been a while for me. Let's see. Gilfrey definitely needs to come back and level up. Calford probably could level up if he wanted to. Enjoying... You know, we could go get Joeing at some point when we're doing this personnel transfer. Bob definitely, I think Bob definitely does need to come back. And we do need to get him into the space station. But, yeah, why don't we just go to Mooner Station, or Minmus Station, one rather. And while we're getting ready to go down there, I think we might as well change the Minmus Base one here. So, fuel is there. Oh man, there we go. Let's just fill up these tanks real quick. Oh. I need to be in a better position for this. I mean, we do have plenty of fuel. So that's one thing we can definitely do while we're waiting. We just want to make sure that whatever we do, that this fuel tank is balanced. Because it's going to be a... No, don't do that. There we go. Let's continue bringing fuel in. Okay, one more time. So, incidentally, the scientist here, who now I imagine is the senior scientist, is able to come back up and do some things. Oh, you know what else? I forgot. We can get a crew report as well. We might as well send that out while we can, because we do have science around Minmus. And that wouldn't be such a bad thing for us to get. All we really need to do now is maybe get on in here. Looks like these guys, unfortunately, will be in the dark. Well, you know, a nice thing about Minmus is that something like this might actually be a little bit on the viable side. I mean, that's only 106 meters per second. So yeah, all we have to really do now, whoa, is come over here. Our apoapsis is just about where it needs to be. And that's 93 meters per second, which is something I can definitely live with. But I'm going to give myself a little bit of leeway here for the rotation of Minmus. Maybe two would be good for us to extend our solar panels. Now there's a bunch of things we can do here while we're doing this crew transfer. Okay, the planet's rotated underneath us, it looks like. And I actually want to be pointing over here. I'm gonna get out of surface mode real quick. I mean, really, we are moving a little bit too fast for what we need to be here. I mean, for this aggressive of a burn anyhow, this is pretty fast. Maybe it would help if we target this guy. That is, what, a station? Minmus Base. What is our closest approach here? If we can at all see that. Although I suppose we really should be watching our altitude at this point. Or if nothing else, our surface velocity. I mean, it seems to me we're at least, we're no more than 100 meters away, I think. Oh wow, that scared me just a little bit. There we go. I believe that is more than close enough here, and you know what, we got scientists coming to the station. We might as well grab some science, at least. And whoa, what's up with all the lag? It must be the lights. But the way I intend to do this is to have... we get the seismic data here. We did, but we're apparently missing part of it. But yeah, the way I intend to do this is for us to maybe get one or two of these guys out. I'm going to get rid of the rendezvous window for now. Let's get Barford. I believe he is our scientist. Now, it would probably be very helpful for this ladder to come down. But we're really... you know, we're not going to do too much here. We're just going to get his replacement. I think it is Calford here. I believe we do have an EVA report we can send. And we will send Calford on his way here. And I guess really instead of risking hitting those solar panels like that, there's a ladder there. I might as well use it. Something about this lander which could stand a little bit of improvement, I think, is the light. Oh, we forgot to take a surface sample from the lander. No, we might as well. get Calford in here. And then Fabian is going to come all the way out here. And, oh, let's just close that. We're going to get Calford over to this base as well. And we'll just get him in here. That leaves Gilfrey. Gilfrey needs to go back as well. And we will get Gilfrey to collect the lander science. Now I think we will maybe keep Gilfrey in the pipeline here. Oh, we collect the data already? Oh. That happens sometimes, unfortunately. It's a consequence of the fact that... Oh, come on. You know what, there is a ladder back here. And there's no reason for us not to take advantage of it. Yeah, there we go. Come on, Mr. Ladder. Let me climb you. Anyway, these guys will hang out maybe in the little lander for a while. Maybe, I haven't really decided on that. One thing I did not count on was the Minmus. Whoa, that could have been very, very bad. I didn't count on Minmus being so difficult to navigate on, or to move around on, rather. And let's just get old, whatever his name is, with the broken neck. Let's get him in. And we'll rename this vessel to be a base. Now all we really have to do, at least here, is select Minmus Station 1 as our target, and wait for it to get back into phase with us. Which, I did not do so well. That could be a bit of a problem. Well, you know what? We'll sort it out. You want to definitely make sure that you go 90 degrees here, because otherwise you will be going against the grain. Not a bad start. It's a little bit ahead of us, but we can fix that. We can fix that very easily, in fact. Biome. In this case, burning out like this. And this is going to be a fairly precise burn, I think. There we go. Maybe a little bit off. But, you know, in one orbit. We can do a lot to correct that. It's our ascending node there, so we need to be descending. Okay. What happened here? We will, I guess I'm gonna see how much time I have. I think, we will maybe set, we'll set an alarm for this guy here. It's about 1 minute and 30 seconds for the far side. We'll do it on target distance. Target distance is 1 kilometer. So yeah, we'll do that. And until then, this has been Thy Lord Root, and I will see you later.